for those of you who are here for the first time, either willingly or because you were drugged here, you're on this roller coaster ride with us, so just tighten up your seatbelt. It's going to be all right. We're not going to lose anybody along the way. Now, the Easter story, metaphysically. The true celebration of Easter is not about fluffy rabbits, cute chirping chicks, colored eggs, or new clothes. Easter is a celebration of the 3 steps necessary to overcome error thoughts within your consciousness. It's a celebration of the crucifixion of the ego, the personality, in order for the Christ mind, the I am consciousness, to be expressed within your life in all of its fullness. Celebration of the resurrection from the tomb of darkness into the new light. And then finally, the celebration of the ascension into the Christ consciousness. So we have crucifixion, we have resurrection, and we have ascension. That's what Easter is about. Now, metaphysically, the crucifixion is about the surrender, the releasing, the giving up of the personality or the personal self in order for the Christ mind, the I am, to be fully expressed and is fully within your being. It means coming out of ego. It means going from self to selfless, from mortal to immortal, dissolving our sometimes frantic hold on the physical body so that we can fully experience and realize our spiritual body. Remember, we're spirit first and foremost because we're made in the likeness and image of our Father. Crucifixion is the crossing out of the erroneous thought patterns that we have. Those erroneous thought patterns that have become fixed states within our minds. We have to eliminate them from our consciousness. In order for you to rise to a new spiritual consciousness, to a new spiritual expression, there must be a spiritual crucifixion. There must be. There's no other way to get that point. It has to be a crossing out of everything and anything that is not of God. So how do you know when something needs to be crossed out? Issues that you're dealing with. You have to ask yourself, does it come from a point of love? Remember, only the love is real. Everything else is an illusion of the sense realm. Real easy to figure out. What do you need to be doing with stuff? It's real easy. If you look at it, truly look at it, you know. You know. Understand that this level of understanding, at this level of spiritual development, there is no retreat. It used to be turn the other cheek. But the ascension process is about bringing the light to the dark. You got to bring it to its door. It's not about retreat. It's about confrontation. It's about standing in your truth. It's about knowing who you are. That's what the ascension is about. That's why we say there's a spiritual war going on. It's not about retreat anymore. Not when you get to this level. 2012 is nipping at our heels. Not when you get to this level. It's about confrontation. Take it to the dark. Now, once the erroneous thought patterns have been crossed out and crucified, only then can you partake of the cup. The cup that Yeshua talked about in John 18:11. And he said, the cup which my Father hath given to me. Now, metaphysically, the cup is about consciousness. Consciousness of eternal life. You can't have a consciousness of eternal life when you're still functioning from the personality, from the ego. And you're still functioning from the lower nature. You can't do that. You can't serve two masters. You either work for God or you don't. There's no straddling the fence on that. You're either a light worker or you're not. Now, let's move on to the 3 days that Jesus was in the tomb. Metaphysically, those 3 days represents the degrees of unfoldness from ignorance in the sense realm to spiritual unfoldment or understanding, spiritual awakening. 3 days represent the 3 steps in overcoming error thoughts in your consciousness. And those 3 days Those 3 steps. Number 1, surrender. Give up the control that you think you have, because you don't have control anyway. In your own mind, you think you have control. Accepting the will of God. Not my will, Father, but thy will be manifest in my life. And number 3, allowing the fulfillment of divine will within your life. Allowing God to lead you. See, we want to allow God to lead us, but we want to tell him how to do it. You can't do that. Well, yeah, I'm going to be led, God, but, we need to be doing it this way. No. You need to be able to follow instructions. You need to be able to be quiet and listen so you know what you need to be doing next. You tell God anything. Because he just looks at you and says, okay, all right, this is what I want you to do anyway. So he was crucified, died, descended into hell, and after 3 days, he resurrected. And by the way, hell is a state of mind. It's a state of being. A state of consciousness. It's not a real place. You don't have to worry about dying and going to hell and burning for eternity. Yeah, right, whatever. Because remember what your spirit is. Remember what your soul is. It's a spark of God. So if they're talking about you going to H and going to burn forever, they're talking about your soul. Why in the world would our Father condemn a piece of himself to go somewhere and burn for eternity? It doesn't make sense. So you have to think about what you thought you knew. Does it make sense? Not because Pastor so-and-so said it, or Deacon so-and-so said it, or Father so-and-so said it. Does it make sense to you? And as a metaphysician, that's the point where we find ourselves. It's like, you know what? That doesn't make sense. So then it causes you to start that search. Now I tell you, you can't be a wimp and walk this path. You can't be a wimp and walk the path of a metaphysician. You have to go forward without fear. False evidence appearing real. You know what fear is. It's an illusion also of the sense realm. Something to keep you down, something for them to keep their thumb on you. You need to get the thumb up off of you. Keep stepping. Resurrection is the realization that God is omnipotent, all power, omnipresent, all present, and omniscient, all knowing, the one and only true power, and that he created us in his likeness and image. We possess all that he is, for he has given us dominion and authority over the physical realm. Don't think that he has not. You don't even know. You don't even realize how powerful you are. You're powerful beings. Because he's given us dominion over this realm. Christ showed us we have dominion over this realm. He transcended the grave. Hello? He wasn't the only one that could do that. There was an example to us. This you can do. This and more things you can do. I'm just the way shower. I'm proving to you. When we are spiritually awakened to this realization, our minds and our bodies enter the realm of immortality, the resurrection. Resurrect our body by putting on a new mind, putting a new mind into it, divine mind of Christ. Romans 12:2 tells us, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Change your mind and change your thinking. So simple. Start functioning from the Christ mind, the I am, instead of the mind of man, the ego. You'll see how your life will just literally just turn a 360 degree. Will just turn. The power of the resurrection is the Christ, the I am. The power of the resurrection is the Christ. John 11:25 tells us what? I am the resurrection and the life. He's telling you then. He's telling you. The resurrection takes place within us every time we rise to the realization of the indwelling life force that connects us with our Father, Mother, God. For I and the Father are one. I and the Father are one. There's no separation. There's never any separation. You got things going on in your life. I and the Father are one. And there is nothing in this physical realm that I can't handle. See, that's what they don't want you to understand. But that's what you need to get in here. Not just here, not just intellectually. You need to bring it in here. Understand.